Assalamu alaikum. I am Jahangir Alam, lecturer in physics at Milestone College. I welcome you all in my online class. First of all, thanks to Almighty that He has given me the ability to take this class. Dear students, I also hope all of you are well by the mercy of Almighty and carrying on your regular studies, staying at home. Right. Dear student, in our today's class, we are going to perform an experiment which is very important for your upcoming exam. Dear student, our today's experiment is determination of mechanical equivalent of heat, which is denoted by capital J. Okay, dear student, you know what mechanical equivalent of heat? Already we have learned the definition in the physics second paper. In the theory, they said that the amount of work required to produce unit heat is called mechanical equivalent of heat, right? If W amount of work is required to produce H calorie of heat, then mechanical equivalent of heat can be expressed as J is equal to W by H. Here W is equal to amount of work which is expressed in joule unit, and H is the produced heat or required heat which is expressed in calorie unit. So unit of mechanical equivalent of heat will be joule per calorie. Again, if I current passes through a heating coil which is used in calorimeter for time t due to a potential difference V which is applied across the heating coil of the calorimeter, then the amount of work W can be expressed as VIT and the unit will be joule. And if the masses of the calorimeter and liquid be mc and ml respectively, specific heats of calorimeter and liquid be sc and sl respectively, and finally initial and final temperature of the calorimeter and liquid be theta 1 and theta 2 respectively, then produced heat in the calorimeter can be expressed as H is equal to mc sc plus ml sl multiplied by theta 2 minus theta 1 calorie. So dear student, so using the value of W and H in this expression, we can get J is equal to VIT divided by MCHC plus MLSL into theta 2 minus theta 1, as well as the unit will be joule per calorie. Dear student, this is all about the theory of this experiment. Now we are going to see the required apparatus for the experiment and circuit diagram for the experiment. Okay. Dear student, now we are going to see the required apparatus for the experiment. Apparatus is Joule's electric calorimeter, which is shown in the figure. Ammeter, voltmeter. Ammeter is connected in the circuit here, and voltmeter is connected across the heating coil, which is denoted here. Stopwatch required to calculate the time. Thermometer, which is used inserted in the calorimeter to measure the temperature of calorimeter and water. Rheostat, that is the variable resistance which is connected here, and battery, that is source for the electric current to produce heat. Balance, which is required to measure the mass of calorimeter and water to produce heat. Key, to control the electric current wire for the connection of the circuit. And this is the circuit diagram for the Joule's calorimeter, right? Dear student, in the calorimeter there is a copper vessel. Inside it a heating coil is inserted, a stirrer is inserted here. There is a system to insert a thermometer and connecting knob with which we can connect the required battery, variable resistance, ammeter, voltmeter, switch, etc. Right, dear student? Dear students, now we are going to see the required apparatus for the experiment. First, I would like to introduce you with the Joule's calorimeter. Dear student, here you can see an wooden box, and inside it here is a copper cup. Actually, this is known as Joule's calorimeter, right? This is Joule's calorimeter, and inside it there is we used water, right? And inside the box there are some materials which are heat bad conductor, so that the heat cannot lose out from the calorimeter. And here is a heating coil which will be inserted in the water of the calorimeter. So dear student, when we will switch on the circuit, then electric current will pass through the heating coil and heat will be transferred to water and calorimeter, like so. In this way we can produce heat, and using the temperature or measuring the temperature of using this thermometer, we can calculate the heat produced by the coil, right? And circuit connection, you can see here, this point is known as B and this point is known as C. Dear student, here 6 cells are connected in series, so total potential difference of this connection will be 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 and 1.5. Total it will be 9 volt, right? So using this battery we have produced 9 volt or produce a potential difference across the heating coil, right? Here a key is connected with this end of C, and then ammeter is connected with this end, then a variable resistance or rheostat, then the negative end of the battery, right? A voltmeter is also connected across the two end of the heating coil, so we can measure the potential difference applied across the heating coil. Okay, so dear student, I hope you got it. This is all about the circuit connection of this experiment. We also use a stopwatch to measure the time, right? Dear student, now we can see the experimental table. In the table there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns, and for the better value or better result we have to perform this experiment using 16 data. That is, the number of observation will be 16. In the first column we have to count the number of observation, then the second column we have to use the value of time, and time will be measured in meter minute unit. Then the current which will be connected or recorded from the ammeter, then average value of the current, then the potential difference across the heating coil, then the average value of the potential difference, and then finally theta 1, theta 2, that is initial temperature and final temperature. Okay, so dear student, let's move to the experimental table now. At first, or beginning the experiment, time is 0, and initially we did not connect the circuit, so current will be 0 also, the voltmeter will be 0, and temperature, the initial temperature. The student, now we see the initial temperature, that is room temperature. Here you can see the initial temperature I am seeing here, the initial temperature is 27. Okay, so our initial temperature is 27. Okay, Dresden. Now we have already inserted the thermometer in the calorimeter, and we are going to start our experiment. Just I have started in the stopwatch. Here time is counting, and we have connect the circuit diagram by switching this key, and here the reading in the ammeter is 1 ampere. 1 ampere. We're going to measure the time in the stopwatch. Okay, our time is over. So now we can see. There is one. Now we can see the reading of the voltmeter. Here in the voltmeter, you can see the voltmeter reading is 3, because from 0 to 5, there are 10 divisions, so value of 1 division is 0.5. Here the indicator indicates in the 6th division, the value will be 3 volt, right? The reading in the voltmeter is 3 volt, and that in the ammeter is 1 ampere. Okay, right. So after 1 minute, you know, when time is 1 minute, so ammeter reading, that is current was 1 ampere and voltmeter reading was 3 volt. Okay, dear student, now we are going to wait for the second reading, that is we are started the second observation. Here time is 1 minute 19 seconds. After next 1 minute, we will write the data from the galvanometer and ammeter. Okay, and with the time, the reading of the thermometer is increasing. It's almost exactly 2 minutes. Now we are going to see the reading in the voltmeter and ammeter. Dear student, it is almost same, that is same reading in the voltmeter and ammeter. So I am going to write the reading in the experimental. Okay, so when time is 2 minutes, the current in the ammeter reading was 1 ampere and voltmeter was 3 volt, right? Now we'll see the third reading. Dear student, here already 3 minutes have passed. Now we are going to see the reading of the ammeter and voltmeter, right? So I think in the voltmeter it was 3 volt and in the ammeter it was 1 ampere, right? You can see in the reading in the ammeter is 1 ampere and in the voltmeter it was is 3 volt. Okay, right. So after 3 minutes, the reading of the ammeter was 1 ampere and reading of the voltmeter was 3 volt. So dear students, similarly we will collect the data for the ammeter and voltmeter for after every 1 minute, right? Dear student, now we are going to get the final reading, right, when our time is 15 minutes. Dear student, you see that here time is 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes. Now we are going to get the final reading from the ammeter, voltmeter and thermometer. Okay, dear student, after 15 minutes you have observed that when the observation was 15, the reading in the ammeter, that is the value of the current, was 1 ampere and as well as the potential difference in the voltmeter was 3 volt, and you have observed that the final temperature, theta 2 temperature after 15 minutes, it was 45 degree Celsius, right? Right, I think it will if we see it clearly, it will be 46 degrees Celsius, right? So it will start at 27 degrees Celsius and after 15 minutes the temperature is 46 degree Celsius, right? Right. So already you have observed the final temperature was 46 degree Celsius. Okay. So dear student, now we need to determine the mass of the calorimeter, mass of the water using a balance. So let's move to the balance to measure the mass of the calorimeter and water. Dear student, now we are going to measure the mass of the calorimeter and mass of the liquid, that is water. So first we have to take the calorimeter from the wooden box. Here is the heating coil. So we have to perform this part very carefully. The calorimeter is, temperature of the calorimeter is high, so here the calorimeter with water, hot water. Right, dear student, so now we are going to measure the masses, that is mass of calorimeter, mass of the liquid, that is water, and then we are going to complete the final calculation. So dear student, first we need to check the balance whether it is okay or not. So if we check the balance like this, dear student, you need to observe that if the indicator vibrate in the both side of the zero mark up to equal division, then we can say that it is okay. So here you can say that the indicator is vibrating in both side of the zero mark with 3 or 4 division, right? So we can say that the balance settings is okay. So now we are going to place the calorimeter with water from the, okay, dear student, to measure the weight of calorimeter and water, we need to use this balance and weighing box. Here the weight, this is 100 gram, this is 50 gram, this is 20 gram. There are two weights of 20 gram, that is 10 gram, and this 5 gram, and these are 2 gram, 2 gram, and 1 gram, right? These are used for to measure the milligram. Okay, so dear student, first we need to place the calorimeter with water in the left pan of the balance, and we have to place the weight in the right pan. Dear student, now we are going to measure the mass of the empty calorimeter. We have poured out the water from the calorimeter, so I am going to place the calorimeter in the left pan and weight from the weight box in the right pan. First I have placed in the right pan 50 gram, right? So I need to check it. So I think mass of the calorimeter is more than 50 gram. Here now I place 10 gram. Oh, I think it will be less. So how can I balance it? Dear student, this is 1 gram. 1 gram. If I place in the left pan, I think we are going to get the measure of the calorimeter. So dear student, measure of the mass of the calorimeter will be 60 gram. In the right pan the total weight is 60 gram, and we need to subtract 1 gram from the 60, because in the right pan the total weight was 60 gram. 50 plus 10, 60. But since we balance the 1 gram in placing in the left pan, so we need to subtract 1 gram from the 60 gram. So we observe that the mass of the calorimeter only, or mass of the empty calorimeter, is 59 gram, right? And already we have observed that we have checked the temperature from the thermometer during the observation. So dear student, now we are going to complete the observation table and calculation. Okay, dear students, now we are going to complete the observation table, that is the value of the potential difference that we have observed from our voltmeter, and you know it was 3 volt. Then value of the current passes through the heating coil, and we observed it from the ammeter, it was 1 ampere. Then time of our experiment, it was 15 minutes, that is 900 second. Dear student, mass of the calorimeter, you know, mass of the calorimeter was 59 gram, right? So mass of the liquid, you know, total mass of the calorimeter with water was 87.5 gram. So it will be 87.5 minus 59, or it will be 28.5 gram, right? So a specific heat of the calorimeter, you know, the calorimeter is made from copper. So a specific heat of the calorimeter in CGS system was 0.09 calorie per degree Celsius per gram, right? A specific heat of water in CGS system, it will be 1 calorie per degree Celsius per gram, right? Initial temperature, you know, initial temperature was 27 degrees Celsius and final temperature was 46 degrees Celsius. So dear student, these are all about the observation for our experiment. Now we are going to perform the final calculation. Dear student, you know, the mechanical equivalent of heat J is equal to VIT divided by MCSC plus MLSL into theta 2 minus theta 1, right? So dear student, now we are going to use the value of these quantities used in the expression from the observation table, right? So V is equal to 3 volt multiplied by current is 1 ampere, time is 900 second divided by MC, you know, mass of the calorimeter was 59 multiplied by a specific heat of the calorimeter 0.09 plus ml, mass of the liquid, this is mass of the water 28.5 gram multiplied by a specific heat of the liquid, it was 1 gram, then multiplied by the difference of temperature, that is 46 minus 27. So dear student, after the calculation you will get 4.2 joule per calorie. So this is the final value of the mechanical equivalent of heat. So dear student, I hope you got it, but if you have any confusion, you can contact with us or you can contact your subject teacher. So dear student, thank you very much being with me in my class. May Allah bless all of you. Assalamu alaikum.